Welcome, friends, to this Tuesday of Holy Week and our creative practice, healing practice. Let's enter together into God's presence. Holy One, as I come to you today, fill my heart, my whole being, with the wonder of your presence. Help me remain receptive to you as I put aside the cares of this world. Fill my mind with your peace. Grant me the grace to be free from the excesses of this life. Let me not get caught up with many desires. Keep my mind and heart free to love you, to serve you. I exist in a web of relationships, links to nature, to people, and to you, O God. And I trace out these links, giving thanks for the life that flows through them. As I consider that some links may be twisted or broken, I have feelings of regret or anger or disappointment. So grant me the grace of acceptance and of forgiveness. And Holy One, you speak to me in many different ways. Today, may I respond to your call. Teach me to recognize your hand at work in all of my daily life. And I thank you for these moments that we have together. I thank you for any insights that may come. I thank you for sending your Spirit that I might have life. Amen. So friends, today we are going to have another poem for our sacred reading. And it's Mary Oliver, of course, my favorite. And well, here it is. I will read it through twice, so let's listen prayerfully. Here is a story to break your heart. Are you willing? This winter the loons came to our harbor and died one by one of nothing we could see. A friend told me of one on the shore that lifted its head and opened the elegant beak and cried out in the long, sweet savoring of its life, which if you heard it, you know is a sacred thing, and for which if you have not heard it, you had better hurry to where they still sing. And believe me, tell no one just where that is. The next morning, this loon, speckled and iridescent, and with a plan to fly home to some hidden lake, was dead on the shore. I tell you this to break your heart, by which I mean only that it break open and never close again to the rest of the world. Let me read it one more time for you. Here is a story to break your heart. Are you willing? This winter, the loons came to our harbor and died one by one of nothing we could see. A friend told me of one on the shore that lifted its head and opened the elegant beak and cried out in the long, sweet savoring of its life, which, if you have heard it, you know is a sacred thing, and for which, if you have not heard it, you had better hurry to where they still sing. And believe me, tell no one just where that is. The next morning, this loon, speckled and iridescent, and with a plan to fly home to some hidden lake, was dead on the shore. I tell you this to break your heart, by which I mean only that it break open and never close again to the rest of the world. Mary Oliver. I intentionally did not tell you the title of that poem. I'll tell you now. It's called Lead. Lead. L-E-A-D. Lead. So, as you considered what she calls her very sad story, we need to pick our word that we can take with us into our silence, and maybe a phrase or something that it evoked in us, something that we can spend time letting God reveal to us and unpack for us. How about that? So if you already know your prayer word, you can write it down, or you could wait till after. If you already know your phrase or your text, the same. You could write it down, or you could wait till after to see if there's anything more that will come up for you during our silence. So let's prepare ourselves to go into silence together. So if you've not written down your word and your text for the day, I'm going to invite you to do that now. You could do that and I'll share mine. My word was heartbroken. I think it's obvious that Mary Oliver's heart was broken by something she observed, and I've wondered if your heart has been broken by something in nature. Has something in nature that you have seen broken your heart? When my granddaughter was very young, I'm thinking 3 or 4 maybe, she was very young. We were walking on a path, and there was a baby bird, the kind that doesn't yet have feathers, that young, baking on the sidewalk. It was, if I would have seen it first, I would have made sure that she did not see it, but she did. And it literally broke her heart. Where's the bird's mommy, and we weren't by any trees, how did it get here? And likely some scavenger had taken it out of the nest and dropped it along the way, and her heart was broken. Her heart was so broken over this bird, and it just was an early warning system that she was going to be that kind of person. She's now going to be 14, and her heart breaks very easily over injustice and animals and people, and heartbroken. So that's my word that I took with me into the silence. And so that will lead me into my creative exploration as well. So this is the time you pause the tape and do your creative piece, and I'll be back in a minute and share where I have gone with this, okay? So pause the video. Happy working. So we're back. I'm back. And the text that I took with me was the very last part of Mary Oliver's poem, where she said, she told us this to break our hearts, by which she meant she wanted them to break open and never close again to the rest of the world. And I think we all understand that. So my creative piece, it's going to drop in from the top. Here it comes. It's always hard to decide how to get this into focus. My creative piece is a broken heart with a world inside. And that, I think, represents, it represents a good thing. Because it is all God's good creation, and when some of it's being hurt or destroyed, she's right, it should break our heart as well. And for the most part, I think it does. So that's my piece, and so what am I going to do with this? I thought about her loons, and I thought about Lauren's little bird that died on the pavement. And I thought, you know what? It would be a good thing today to help someone or help something that cannot help me back. So I'll have to watch out for that. You can't plan these things. They're kind of serendipity. So I'm going to watch out today for someone or something I can help that cannot help me back. Yeah, so that's where it's taken me. I'm so anxious to hear where it's taken you. So do write comments in the comment section. Help me stay in your loop, or message me, or whatever you feel comfortable with. So we can engage one another on this holy trek we're on called Lent, and our 40 days, which are quickly dwindling. So thanks for being here. God bless you. Bye-bye.